What's up, everybody? Christian Hermansky here, Century 21 AA Realty, the red shirt realtors in the house. Bo's in the house. I don't know if you guys ever saw that Papa John's video. Alright, so today's video is what to look for in an agent. Whether you're buying or selling your home, you always want to choose the agent that is the most qualified for the job. Obviously, you don't want to end up losing a house because of an agent's actions, or maybe not even finding a house because of the agent's actions, maybe not getting the best price if you are selling your home because the agent didn't know how to comp a house. So here's 10 things that you should look for when picking an agent. Number one, obviously the agent has to know the marketplace, whatever marketplace you are in. They need to know what's on the market, what prices homes are on the market for, and what prices they have gone for, specifically in the last 6 months. Two reasons. The first one is if you're a buyer, and let's say you are in a buyer contract with your agent, which they specifically represent you. Now when you're ready to put in an offer on a home, they can look at the market. They can look at what the home's sold for, and they can look at the home that you want to put an offer in, and they can tell you if, hey, this home is maybe a little overpriced. This home is actually perfect, it's right where it should be, it's market value, or maybe it's a little underpriced, so you should maybe put in a bigger or a little better offer to get the home compared to all the other offers that may come in. Vice versa, if you are a seller, you obviously want your agent to know the market, because that will determine your price. You want your agent to be knowledgeable and know the market, so you don't end up losing money on the house or putting your house on the market for way more than market value, not getting showings on the house, and then just end up having your home stuck on the market for a really long time, and worse, even it expiring. Okay, number two, the agent is able to listen to your wants and needs. Definitely pretty much good for both sides. If you are a buyer, you have certain requirements that you're looking for in a home, whatever those requirements may be, whatever your price range may be. For a seller, you may have a certain time period that you want to get out of the house. Those are all things that your agent should definitely be aware of and listen attentively to. Number three, the agent is able to think outside of the box. A good example of that is, let's say you are looking to purchase a home and you don't want a huge mortgage, so you want to get an income on the house. So let's say you want a house with an apartment already in it, so you don't have to, you can alleviate some of that mortgage to a possible tenant. And high ranches are always the way to go. A lot of people want high ranches because of that, because they always have the apartment downstairs. But let's say in such a market like now, where inventory is still fairly low, let's say you can't find a high ranch, or let's say you can find a high ranch, but there's just so many offers because so many people want high ranches that you're just unable to, get your offer accepted. Well, as an agent, let's say you were my client, I would start saying, hey, maybe we should look into capes and expanded capes. Usually with an expanded cape, a lot of people, they make an apartment out of the upstairs, where you can have the first floor, and usually there's a basement. You can finish that off if you need the extra room, and then upstairs just rent that out as an apartment. You can always put a kitchen in there, especially if like mine has 3 bedrooms upstairs and a full bathroom, like something like that. You can make a bedroom, a living room, and a kitchen out of one of the bedrooms, depending where the wet wall is. So hold on, I accidentally clicked out of my thing. Okay, so that something you definitely want is your agent to think outside of the box. The agent is able to guide you. That one's pretty self-explanatory. They should know the whole process, and if you have any questions, they should be able to answer your questions. Number 5, the agent has basic knowledge of different loans. That is definitely specific to buyers, even with sellers, because when a listing agent is sitting down with their seller, they should know the different loans, just so they can choose the loan with the better terms to make sure the deal goes through for the seller. As for the buyer, let's say somebody's going for a mortgage and their debt to income ratio is not the best and they don't have the highest credit score. Now, a conventional loan wouldn't probably be the best fit for you because of those two stipulations. If they're not in the best category that they should be, your interest rate might be a lot higher than it should be. So for a case like that, instead of going conventional, an FHA loan would probably be a lot better. One, it's a lot easier on credit score, it's a lot easier on debt to income ratio, so your interest rate isn't just astronomically high. And with that loan, you can even go as low as 3.5% down on a house. You don't even have to have a lot of money up front in order to purchase a home. And let's say you are struggling with the down payment, you are a little afraid of the closing costs. There's even things, if you are eligible, this is all on a person-to-person basis, you would have to speak with your loan officer. It's a Sony May loan. So let's say you need help with down payment and you don't have all the money for the closing cost. Now with a Sony May loan, you can put down as low as 3% on a home, and you can get down payment assistance for, I think, up to 3% or $15,000 of the offer price, or the actual price of the home, how much you offer. I think it's whichever one is greater. So let's say they are willing to give you $15,000 for the down payment. I think you have to come up yourself 1%. So let's say the down payment, you're putting down 3% of the down payment. You would have to put down 1%, and down payment assistance will cover the other 2%. Obviously, if you go lower than 20% down on a house, you have PMI. But with Sony May, you can prepay that mortgage insurance. I think at closing, it ranges. I don't want to give you a specific number, but it ranges. So you can use some of that down payment assistance to prepay your PMI, so you don't have to put it on top of your monthly payments for your mortgage. Let's see, number 6, the agent should understand the buying process, from offer accepted to home inspection to contracts being signed by the buyer and the seller, the title work, the appraiser, the closing, everything. The agent should know the whole process and be able to explain it to both parties. Number 7, they are proactive at solving any problems that may arise through the process. Yeah, so, once you get an offer accepted, the agent's job is not done. Anything can happen between offer accepted to closing, and the agent has to stay vigilant and make sure that, hey, if there's anything that comes up, they're on it and they try to solve it to the best of their abilities. Number 8, they understand and explain buyer agency. When I said in my first example, if you are my buyer client, there's a difference between a client and a customer. If you were my customer, that means we do not have a contract. That means even though I'm showing you homes, and even if I never met these sellers, technically I am working for the seller and their best interest, trying to get them the best price. But let's say you wanted to take the relationship to an even deeper sense, where you want me specifically working just for you, then you would be my buyer client. We would sign a contract, and now my fiduciary duties are just to you. If I know anything about the house, I would let you know. If I know things like, hey, the homeowner is willing to take $20,000 less, I can let you know now. I can do the comps where I show you that, hey, this house may not be worth it, or hey, this house is worth it. Maybe this house is underpriced, like things like that. I can let you know because now I'm working for your best interest. Number 9, an agent who is a strong negotiator. Obviously, especially depending on who the agent works for, they want to get their client the best price and the best terms. Especially, let's say if I'm a listing agent and I'm working with the seller, and I'm negotiating. I'll give you an example. I was on the buying side on this one, and I was trying to negotiate with the other side to show them that, hey, my buyers are more qualified. They got conventional loan. They're putting $150,000 down, which is a huge down payment. They don't have to sell before buying, so it's not contingent on the sale of their home, and they're willing to work with your time frame. So, you know, there were other offers on the table, but since I negotiated and I set the proper terms, my offer ended up getting accepted. So that would be a good example of that. And number 10, they can communicate clearly between every party. There's a lot of people involved in a real estate transaction, and it's the most smoothest transactions are if the agent communicates all the information between every single party. That means the listing agent if you're on the buyer side, the selling agent if you're on the listing side, both attorneys, the title company, the loan officer, the appraiser, home inspector. All of those people should pretty much be well informed, and there should be clear-cut communication between all of them. All right, so that's pretty much the 10 things that I came up with. There's probably a lot more. Those are just the ones that I decided to write and talk about. So I feel like I'm losing my voice. Not because, no, we're not, okay. Not because of what's going on today. So what else? I guess that's it. I should be having another video up next week because kind of stuck inside now with everything that's going on. For some reason on YouTube you can't really say what it is, but you guys all know by now what is going on in the world. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Stay in touch. You can subscribe to my channel. You can hit that bell notification so you know when the next video is. Follow my Instagram, my Facebook. It's all at the end of the video, so you should see it. Now, as always, till next time. Just one more thing. I don't know how close this is to me. Just with everything that is going on, I hope everybody is safe and okay. I hope your families are healthy, and hopefully we'll get through all of this soon, and everybody will, you know, be back to normalcy, and hopefully everybody's okay. All right. So again, talk to you guys soon. Stay in touch. Bye-bye.